everyone's doing well. Thursday night, 3:50 Thursday, and we are live. Get this flipped around the other way. Hey, Chew, put the word out there that we're live. It started an hour early. We're expecting ice and snow here in Oklahoma City, so I figure we better get this underway. Especially since it's 3:50 night, so we're going to be gaming silver and gold tonight. Meanwhile, I noticed that Kevin, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Good evening. Hope you're staying warm down there in Florida. We're expecting some ice and snow this weekend here in Oklahoma City. I'm praying it don't happen. I hope everyone's having a great day. We'll give everybody a chance to realize we're here and get in here. How's everything been going, Kevin? Love comes tumbling down. I will always be around. Chew, can you believe I was trying to dig out things to game for $3.50? We're down to quarter ounces at $3.50, or we're gonna have to have a lot of spots. You guys are gonna have to work with me here. But it's 3:50 Thursday, so we're for sure gonna have one for 3:50. You know that. Meanwhile, we got 5 people in the chat. Y'all can talk. I promise. No one will bite you. If they try to beat you up, I know people. I'll send them your way. I was at work today. We did not have no. Oh, wow. This is the first time we went a day with no Amtrak trains. Interesting. There's a lot going on. Amtrak might be one of the ones that's shut down. They got a lot of businesses closing their doors. See, Kevin, that's good information to know. Now I know that, yeah, it's affecting everything, not just some things. By the way, I noticed the Royal Mint today. Everything is out of stock. The Royal Mint no longer has any silver or gold for sale. Any of the rest of y'all notice that? Anybody wanting to talk about that maybe? Probably not. Anybody know why all the other countries in the world are shutting off the silver and gold? Because it's about to be what they need for currency. Yeah, go check it out. Go to the Royal Mint website. You're going to find everything is out of stock magically. Doesn't even say when it'll be back in stock, y'all. That's amazing. No. Hold on a second. Let me,
I've been sitting here
I know what to do. I can play this while we're sitting here hanging out. View channel. Post. There we go.
Try Headway. Unlock your edge. Take the IQ quiz and prove how smart you really are.
Best way to...
Don't do it, y'all. I found out I was a complete dummy. It's scary. Meanwhile, the whole phone just locked up. This lady just caused my whole thing to have a
Unclog
brain
your
fart.
arteries, cut out salt. Nope. Take blood pressure meds.
Get
Nope.
off my
Follow
phone,
the dash
lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asian Guy here. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. And if you tried to buy physical silver this morning, you discovered something that should terrify every investor watching this channel. The dealers didn't say the price was too high. They didn't say delivery would take a few extra days. They said no, not we're low on inventory, not we're experiencing delays. They said we will not buy your silver and we will not sell you ours. This is not a supply hiccup. This is not a logistics bottleneck. This is a cardiac arrest in the circulatory system of the entire United States precious metals market. And the document I'm holding proves it beyond any shadow.
Uh-oh. I just made it disappear. I don't want to buy no
This is a
silver
trade
either.
sheet, not a news article, not a rumor from Reddit. A trade sheet from one of the largest wholesale distributors in the United States. These companies sit between the
All right,
US
y'all.
Mint
So
and
I
your
need a
local coin shop.
mod.
They are the authorized
Eventually,
purchasers.
we're going to get one in
They're
here.
the arteries that pump silver through the American economy.
Silver
On the
Stallion,
sheet,
how
under
you
the sell
doing?
column, every single product
I've been
reads sold out.
MIA, but
American
I'm
Silver
back.
Eagles,
I'll
sold
be
out.
around
Canadian
here
Maples,
and
sold
there.
out.
Hope you're doing
100-ounce
well.
bars,
I am.
sold out.
I'm on Whatnot more than
But
I
here's the
am
part that makes
YouTube, but we're going to
absolutely
be
no
back
sense.
on Thursday
On the buy
nights at
side, the
350
column where they
Thursday
tell
on
you what they'll pay
YouTube.
for your metal,
And
multiple
tonight we're
major
going to run
products
silver
are
and
listed
gold
as
if you
no
guys
bid.
are up to it.
Let me translate that into language everyone understands.
Meanwhile, important that you listen
If you
to
walked
this
into this
because if
wholesaler
you go
today with
look
1,000 ounces of silver worth over
over at the
$95,000
Royal
at
Mint,
current
they
spot
got
price,
nothing for
they would
sale,
refuse
y'all.
to buy it. They would turn you
Everybody.
away. They don't want your metal.
Yep.
They won't make you an offer.
They're
They
not
will
even trying to
participate in
buy
the
your
transaction.
metal right now. None
The
of
buy
them.
button has been disabled. How is that possible? Silver just hit $95 per ounce. Retail demand is up 400%.
Meanwhile, I'm
year-over-year.
buying silver
Industrial
and
buyers
gold
from Samsung
every
to
day
Tesla
and
are
twice a
desperate
day
for
on
supply.
Sunday.
The price in Shanghai is over
I just don't sell
$100.
twice a day on
By
Sunday.
every
I
law
only
of
buy
economics,
twice a day on
wholesalers
Sunday.
should be begging for your inventory. They should be bidding 96, 97, 98 just to secure ounces they can flip to the panic buyers lining up outside their doors. So why are they refusing? Why is the largest pipeline in the US physical market turning away the most valuable, scarce asset on the planet? The answer is not a lack of demand.
I hope
It's a
you're
lack of
doing
cash.
well, Silver
We are witnessing a
Stallion.
liquidity crisis at the wholesale level. These companies are not bankrupt in terms of assets. Technically, they own silver, even if they can't physically get their hands on it. But they are broke in terms of dollars. They have run out of the liquid capital required to fund their daily operations.
They
And
can't
when a
buy
business
more
runs out of
silver
cash,
because they're out of
it doesn't
cash.
matter what assets it owns. It can't write checks. It can't pay suppliers.
Hmm.
It can't buy your metal. This is the financial equivalent of a heart attack. The blood, the cash, has stopped flowing to the vital organs. The wholesaler cannot borrow money. The wholesaler cannot pay you. The transaction dies on the table. And when the middleman dies, the entire chain from the refinery to your coin shop freezes solid. But this is not just happening in America. This is a global contagion. And the data I'm about to show you.
So you guys
proves
want a
that the
game
system
for some
isn't
silver
bending.
tonight?
It's
It's going to be
Let me
350
show
a
you what's
spot,
happening on the ground. Not theory,
20
not
spots,
speculation.
and we got a
Real
quarter
reports from
ounce
real people trying to
silver
buy
there.
and sell metal
Quarter
right now.
ounce, 3.9's
A
fine.
wholesale distributor in the United Kingdom
Can't
just
help it. The
confirmed
price of silver is
the
what it
Royal Mint
is.
is
Can't
empty.
you can't game
Not
for an
low,
ounce no
not
more at
rationing.
350 a
It's
spot.
empty.
That
The
worked
Royal
out
Mint is
great
not some
when it was
private
below
bullion dealer
30
trying
an
to
ounce.
maximize profits. It is the
That
sovereign
don't
issuer
work out
of British
great when it's
coinage, backed directly by
$95
His
an
Majesty's
ounce.
Treasury.
No.
They have first right of refusal on bullion entering
So
the United
we can
Kingdom.
drop it down to
They
a
are
quarter
supposed to be
ounce
the
at
buyer and
350 a
seller of
spot,
last resort, and they have nothing
20
left.
spots.
When a
Then that
sovereign mint
equals
runs
out.
dry,
Then
that
we'll
is
be
not a market
okay.
correction. That is a state-level default in everything but
Or
name.
actually, hold on,
If
let
the
me
Royal
see.
Mint
No,
cannot
yeah.
source silver,
350 a
what
spot,
chance does a
10
retail
spots. How
investor
about that,
have?
y'all? Or 11
The vaults
spots.
have been
11
drained,
spots. We
the
got to
metal has
cover
been
the shipping.
leased, rehypothecated, and sold off
11
until
spots,
there's nothing
350 a
left but
spot.
paper
Winner
promises and
takes
empty
the quarter
shelves.
ounce.
Now let's cross
Brown.
the channel to mainland Europe.
3.9's fine.
A dealer in the
Silver.
Netherlands is reporting premiums of
I
$21
got to get a
over
mod
spot.
in here.
That means with
I'm gonna end
silver
up
at
hanging this. I
$93 per
can't
ounce on
call
the
anybody
screen.
because I'm
The
using
street
the
price in
phone to
Amsterdam is
stream on.
$114. That is not a premium to cover minting costs. That is a ransom payment. That is the fee you pay to escape a dying currency.
AMJ, give me a favor
European
and
dealers know the
send
euro is trapped. They
Furry
know the
an
ECB
email
has
or
no way
something,
out.
however you
So
can
when they hand
communicate
you
with
that
her.
silver coin, they are holding fiat paper that loses
Or
value by
somebody
the
that can
hour.
mod.
They are charging you a 22% exit
Then
fee
go
just
into
to
work.
swap your fake money for real money.
Send an email
This is
to him.
exactly
I
what
can't
happened
call
in
him
Weimar,
live.
Germany. This is exactly what happened in Zimbabwe. This is exactly what happened
Yeah.
in Venezuela. The official exchange rate says one thing. The street price says something completely different. And that spread, that gap, is the real inflation rate. While the West freezes, the East is vacuuming up everything.
I could sit here and
Singapore,
wait.
the most efficient bullion market in Asia, is reporting that most shops are sold out. Only pawn shops have scattered
We
inventory
both
left.
know how good
In
my
India,
patience
the
is,
street
so
price for physical silver just
I'll
hit
wait on participation for about
$127
a
per
minute,
ounce.
and then I'll be
That is a
like,
$34
okay, you
premium
guys
over
didn't
the
want
New
to buy
York
it, I'll
spot
hold it.
price.
It's going to
That
cost
is a
you more
36%
tomorrow.
arbitrage. Think about what that means.
I can always go
If
over
you
and
were a
fire
Swiss
up the
refiner with a
whatnot
pallet of
if you're
silver
not wanting
bars,
to get in and
you
out
get
of
two
here on
phone calls,
YouTube, because
one
whatnot's
from a New
been
York
waiting.
bank offering $93 and one from a Mumbai dealer offering $127. Who do you sell to? You sell to India every single time. Capitalism flows to the highest bidder. And right now, the Eastern markets are bidding up the price to secure the asset, while the Western banks are desperately suppressing the price to save their short positions. The result is inevitable. The metal bypasses COMEX. It flies over London. It avoids US dealers entirely. It lands in the hands of Indian families, Chinese institutions, and Middle Eastern sovereign funds who understand that paper currency is ash and silver is generational wealth. But here's the piece of evidence that should end all debate. Australia is a mining superpower. They dig silver out of the
Oh,
ground.
thank you.
They refine
Hope
it.
you're
They
doing well
mint it.
too.
They should have infinite supply. But a dealer in Queensland is reporting delivery delays of 5 weeks. If you live next to the mine in the country where the metal is extracted from the earth, and you have to wait 35 days for delivery, the supply chain has collapsed. This is not a logistics problem. This is resource nationalism in stealth mode. The Australian silver is already spoken for before it even comes out of the ground. It is being shipped to solar factories in China, EV plants in South Korea, and defense contractors in the United States. The retail investor is being cut off. You're not banned from buying. You're simply made to wait until there's nothing left. The just-in-time delivery system has broken down because there is no inventory buffer. The world is living hand to mouth on silver, and the big industrial hands are eating first. Now let me explain how this happened. How did silver dealers, the people who sell silver for a living, go bankrupt when silver went from $25 to $95? It sounds impossible. It sounds like a riddle. But the answer reveals the fatal flaw in the modern bullion industry. You have to understand that a wholesale dealer is not an investor. They are not a stacker. They do not buy silver because they believe in sound money. They are a logistics company. Their business model is simple. Buy metal at spot plus $1.
What the world
sell it
happened
at
to
spot
Shell's
plus
mine? He must
$2,
completely
keep the
fell
spread.
off or
They don't care if
bumped
silver
his
is
head
$10 or
something,
$100. They just want to move volume. But there's a
Decided he might
problem.
have choked
Between
him.
the time they buy the metal from the refiner and the
Shell's,
time
are
they
you
sell it
out
to the
there?
coin shop, the price might drop. If they buy 1 million ounces at $50 and the price crashes to $40 before they sell it, they lose $10 million. That would wipe out their entire year's profit. So the banks that lend them money force them to hedge. They force the dealer to short the exact amount of physical silver they own on the COMEX futures market. This is called being delta neutral. On paper, it looks perfect. If the price drops, their physical inventory loses value, but their short position gains. The two cancel each other out. They are protected. But what happens when the price doesn't drop? What happens when silver goes vertical? When silver
All right,
rocketed from
everybody else is
25
taking
to
a safety
95,
break. So am
the
I.
value of the physical inventory sitting in their warehouse
As
skyrocketed.
soon as we get a mod
They're
in
sitting
here,
on a
somebody
fortune.
that can actually put
But their short
comments up,
position
then
on
we'll talk
COMEX
about it.
exploded in their face.
Till then, y'all are looking
For
at
every
quarter
dollar the
ounce
physical
silver.
metal gained, the paper
You want to
short
buy
lost
it?
$1.
I'll sell it to you for
Now you
50
might
bucks.
say, so what? It's a wash. In the long run, yes. But in the financial markets,
If you
you
want
don't
to game
survive
it,
to the long run if
350
you
a
run out of
star, 10
cash in the
stars
short
in the
run.
game.
This brings us to the margin call. The
Actually,
gain on the
11
physical
this over.
silver is
You got cover
unrealized.
shipping.
It's just a number on a spreadsheet. The dealer cannot access that money until they actually sell
If I
the
had a
metal.
second device,
But
I'd
the loss
tap
on
it
the
in
paper
myself,
short
but I
is
don't
realized
have
every single day. The COMEX does not wait.
because
Every
I'm
night
doing
at market
whatnot,
close, the
and I
exchange
got
calculates the
stuff going
loss
on
and
with
demands
it.
cash. Immediate liquid cash. We call this variation margin. Silver rocketed from 50 to 95.
Everybody's
These
going to
wholesalers were
sleep
getting
through
hit
the
with margin calls worth
$3.50
hundreds of millions of
game.
dollars.
You'd
They
rather
had
go
to
over
wire
there and
cash
pay
to the
for
exchange every
$15
morning
a
just to
spot,
keep their hedge open.
$10 a spot for
Where does
30
that cash
spots
come
or
from?
40 spots.
It comes from their operating capital.
Whole
It comes
bunch
from
of
the money
shit.
they use
I
to pay
don't know.
employees, to pay for shipping. And most
Guys'
importantly, to
math
buy
is
new
broken. I'm
inventory.
gonna go over to
They are
whatnot
asset
where the
rich,
math
but
works.
cash
I'm gonna
poor.
go line
They're
up the
sitting on a
game.
mountain of valuable silver, but all their liquidity is being sucked out by the
Actually, I
vampire of
probably
the
won't. I'll
futures
probably
market.
just pop up an auction
This
and I'll
is the
sell some
liquidity
stuff
trap.
outright.
As the price went higher, the margin calls
I'll be
got
like,
bigger.
I don't know.
Then
You're
drained their
sleeping
bank
tonight
accounts. Then they
again.
drained their credit lines.
And
Finally,
tomorrow
they hit
when
the
you can't
wall.
buy any silver
This
anywhere,
explains the
I'll be
no
like,
bid
I told you
status.
so.
Why can't they buy your silver? Because every available dollar they have is being sent to the CME group to pay for a short position that was supposed to protect them. They hedged themselves into insolvency. The irony is staggering. The entire U.S. wholesale precious metals industry is being eaten alive by the very asset they sell. They tied their fate to the fiat dollar. By shorting the metal, they were effectively betting against silver. They bet that the dollar would remain stable. They bet that silver would behave like a normal commodity. But silver is not behaving like a commodity. It is behaving like a currency that is revaluing. And when a currency revalues, anyone who is short that currency gets wiped out. But the destructive hedge was only the wound. The credit freeze is the refusal to treat the patient. Modern wholesalers don't operate on their own cash. They operate on revolving credit lines provided by major commercial banks. For decades, these credit lines were the oil that kept the engine running. A wholesaler would borrow $50 million from a bank to buy silver from the mint, sell the silver, pay back the loan, and keep the profit. But on January 22nd, the banks turned off the tap. We are receiving reports that major lenders to the bullion industry are not only refusing to extend new credit, they're actively calling in existing lines. Why? Because to a bank risk officer, silver going to 95 is not a sign of value. It is a sign of volatility. And banks hate volatility. When an asset draws a vertical line on a chart, the bank's risk model labels it a bubble. It labels it toxic. The bank looks at the wholesaler's inventory, which is now worth 4 times what it was a year ago, and they get nervous. They worry that if the price crashes tomorrow, the collateral backing the loan will evaporate. So they increase the haircut. A haircut is the percentage of the asset's value that the bank discounts for safety. When silver was $20 and stable, the bank might lend 90% of the value. Now that silver is 95 and volatile, the bank might only lend 50%. This creates a collateral crunch. Even though the dealer's inventory is worth more, they can borrow less against it. The purchasing power has been destroyed by the bank's fear. But there is an even simpler mathematical reason for the freeze. Let's say a wholesaler has a fixed credit line of $100 million. When silver was $25 per ounce, that $100 million could finance 4 million ounces of inventory. But today, with silver at 95, that same 100 million can only finance roughly 1 million ounces. The capacity of the wholesale industry has shrunk by 75% just because of the price increase. This means the wholesaler can only do 1/4 of the business they used to do. They can only buy 1/4 of the metal. They can only serve 1/4 of the customers. And because they are already maxed out paying margin calls to COMEX, they have zero room to maneuver. They are bumping against their credit ceiling every single minute of the day. This is why they are no bid. It's not that they don't want your silver, it's that they physically cannot write the check because the bank computer says limit reached. This credit freeze is the contagion that kills the local coin shop. Think about your local dealer. He operates on cash flow. He buys silver from the public and flips it to the big wholesalers to lock in a profit. He relies on the wholesaler to be the buyer of last resort. If the wholesaler says no bid, the local coin shop is trapped. He buys silver from you, but he has nowhere to sell it to replenish his cash. He is stuck holding the bag. Very quickly, the local dealer runs out of cash. And when he runs out of cash, he goes no bid too. This is how the freeze spreads. It starts at the bullion bank, moves to the wholesaler, and ends at the storefront in your town. We're seeing a cascading failure of liquidity across the entire ecosystem. The velocity of silver has dropped to zero, and the banks are not coming to the rescue. In fact, they are twisting the knife. By cutting credit lines, the banks are effectively strangling the physical market to try and save the paper market. They are weaponizing the balance sheet. So where does this leave us? The wholesalers are maxed out. The local dealers are closing. The credit lines are frozen. The premiums are skyrocketing. The centralized market structure has failed. It was built for calm weather. We are in a hurricane. But markets abhor a vacuum.
We're in a
People want to
hurricane.
trade silver and the shops are closed. They
It's
will
a
find another
silver
way.
hurricane,
We
y'all.
are about
Look
to
out.
witness the birth of a peer-to-peer market. A market that is older than COMEX, older than the dollar, older than the United States itself. We are returning to direct trade. For thousands of years, silver was traded hand to hand, neighbor to neighbor, without intermediaries. You don't trade with a bank. You trade with your mechanic. You trade with the farmer down the road. You trade with the person standing in front of you. In a peer-to-peer market, the price is not set by an algorithm in Chicago. It is set by the two people in the room. And right now, based on reports from private forums and local trading groups, that price is converging on $130 per ounce. This creates a gray market. a market that exists outside the banking system, outside the tax reporting thresholds, outside the visibility of regulators. It is a market of pure privacy and pure liquidity, and the wholesale collapse is actually the best thing that could happen to the price of silver in the long run. Why? Because it kills the leverage. When a wholesaler buys silver, they short it on COMEX. That suppresses the price. But when you buy silver from your neighbor, nobody shorts anything. The metal changes hands, the paper market is completely bypassed. A peer-to-peer market is a one-to-one market. There are no derivatives. There are no rehypothecations. There is just metal and cash. This removes the paperweight that has held silver down for decades. So what is the final verdict on price? We're looking at a permanent bifurcation. The paper price on COMEX could show $100 while the physical market trades at $150. This $50 gap is the trust premium. It is the price you pay to know that your wealth is real. The system has failed. The credit lines are cut. The trade sheets are empty. But your vault is full. Those who prioritized physical possession early on are now watching this crisis from a very different perspective. In a scenario where the structure is under pressure, having an unencumbered asset is often viewed as the primary goal. Thank you for riding with me through this emergency report. We will continue to track the collapse, the rebuilding, and the rise of the new system. Share the truth, ignore the noise. The middleman is dead. Long live the metal.
Turn your football insights into trades with event
Man,
contracts.
there you go.
Buy positions on pro and college football games.
That's just
all
their
season
look
long
on it.
across
Just,
the
you know,
US. Market
so.
prices can change every key moment, so you can adjust your positions. All the game is happening. Plus,
Huh. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? You guys are awful quiet out there. $127 million Americans about to lose it all. Sheesh, what? Vaults are empty. Monday, $250 silver expected. Central banks took it all. All right, y'all. I feel like you guys are all busy somewhere else or in another world where I don't know what's going on. So maybe I need to set up the Whatnot show and do it like our original intentions were. But I thought y'all wanted us to be back here Thursday night. You got to make sense to me. You got to make it make sense. Coin City's on here selling Marvel. Imagine that.
Boy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add Playboy. I forgot what the numbers are. If somebody knows Playboy or has like his
Tell me where you get them for $18 a piece, and I'll go buy them all right now. These are copper. They don't have a year.
Wow, that guy was over there selling copper at that price. I don't know. Some people don't know. I don't know, y'all. Today I drove around the brick and mortar again, thinking about starting a shop at another location right up the street from the other one. So yeah, I've got a lot of things going on. I thought y'all wanted 350 Thursday. You wanted the 350 games. I encourage you to go over there and spend $10 or more on a spot. That's what you should do. Meanwhile, I'll still be here when they all run out. Believe that.
Here we go. What? Yeah. Get your friends, get your family, get your everything in between. Hello? Nobody wants a beautiful house of copper?
Wow. Everybody over here trying to sell copper. Ain't no one wanting to sell silver tonight. Not even on whatnot. Imagine that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to sell you all silver, but you guys are sleeping. I do appreciate you coming in. Thank you, Silver Stallion. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you so much. Kevin comes over and visits us on whatnot also. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. I get it. Nobody was interested. I did my duty. I showed up. I will see you all in the next one. Remember this, God loves you. Price of silver and gold's going up. You missed your opportunity tonight to buy some on YouTube where the prices are more affordable. So now if you want some this week, you're gonna have to go scoop it up over on Whatnot. I appreciate y'all. Follow on Whatnot. It's JC Silver and Gold. Meanwhile, God loves you. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, Kevin.